Hi, it's Volunteer Awareness Week this week. Now, this is a great time for politicians to get out there and show how really concerned we all are about the voluntary organisations that make up our community. Some of us run round and work with them for an hour or two this week, or even host them for a cup of tea. And then we all forget about them until the same event 12 months hence, when it's time to do it all over again. But our volunteers keep our communities running. Our volunteers are the people we rely on, and you can't just turn them on and turn them off like a tap once a year. You've got to be supporting them all the way through. 10 years ago was the International Year of the Volunteer, and the then Labour government did great things for volunteers in New Zealand. It had a special postage stamp designed, and it designated the camellia the flower of the volunteer. I know that in the streets up and down the country, the volunteers danced for joy at this wonderful treatment from their government and the recognition and support that flowed from that. Well, in my area, we did something quite specific. We established the North Wellington Volunteer Service Awards, and in the 10 years since, we've made over 100 awards to worthy local volunteers, people who give a minimum of 5 years voluntary service to a recognised cause in our area, and in many cases it's far more than that. And this year, as in those previous 10, we've opened the nomination process again for the 2011 Northern Wellington Volunteer Service Awards. It's about recognising the fact that day in, day out, year out, these people do the job. And they often get very little thanks and reward for it. And here's a practical way in which a community can say thank you, can acknowledge people's achievement, and can encourage more people to volunteer for the future. And when I walk around the streets of Oharu in North Wellington and see people with their little Volunteer Service Awards badge proudly worn on their lapel, not just 1 week a year, but every day of the year, I know that recognition means something to them. Far more than a platitudinous pat on the back from a politician or a cup of tea once in a year, much more a statement of thanks from a grateful community.